Hi student, in this video discuss about on code rules for relational data model. Code rules. The code rule were developed by Dr. Edgar F. Code is 1985 who has vast research knowledge of the relational model of database system. In order to compare the idea of DBMS with the relational model. Code represented 13 rules for the database, and if the adherents of the rule, they are represented in the relational database. These 13 rules are called code 12 rule. Code rule, code rule, rule 0, the foundation rule. It states for the system to qualify the RDBMS, it should manage the database entirely through the relational capabilities. Rule 1, the information rule. A database contains user or data or metadata, and each of these should stored in the way of rows and columns. In other words, data should be table of format. Rule 2, the guaranteed access rule. Each and every pieces of data can be accessed logically with the combination of table name and primary key and the column name as attribute value. Rule 3, systematic treatment of null values. This rule handles a null in the database, in which if the cell contains missing data, no value or not applicable data, then it's treated as null value instead of is not specifying the 0 or empty. Rule 4, active online catalog. The catalog represent the data dictionary is to be structured description of complete database and it stores the online. It should have access the privileges and when the access of the user. Implementation of the query language is the mod needed to the access of database. The fifth rule is powerful and well-structured language. Comprehensive and any RDBMS database should not access directly and need some strong query language access. Some languages should process the linear syntax and support of the data definition and data manipulation and transaction management operations. Suppose if the database is the access without any query language, it will be treated as the violations. The rule 6, view updating rule. All the view of tables are theoretically and practically updatable by the database system. Rule 7, the relational high level insert, update and delete rule. Every query language developed to the handle in the database should be support on the insert. Delete and update operations. It should be also support the set operations like union, union all, minus, intersect and intersect all. All of the operations are not limited to handle the single row or table. It must be able to handle multiple tables or rows in the operations. Rule 8, physical data independence rule. Physical storage of the data must be independent on the application program. If any data is updated or any physical structure of the database is changed, it will not affect the external application program which used to access the database. Rule 9, logical and data independence rule. If there are the change in the logical structure of database, The user view of data should not change just like the physical and data science. For example, suppose if the two tables are merged into one table, there should no impact of the changes in the user view applications. Rule 10, Integrity Independence Rule. Database should be able to apply the integrity rules by any query language and should be dependent on the front-end application. The key and constraints in the database should be strong enough to handle the integrity. Rule 11, the distribution independence rule. The database can be located on at user, the server or any other various network locations. When it is accessed by the end user, they will only get to the impressions of the data is located at one site only. The rule 12, no subversions rule. It's low level access it allows to system. It should not able to subvert or bypass integrity rules to change the data that is the achieved and some sort of the encryption. Thank you.